on that. I want to talk about the zero emissions budget you've set aside for taxis. Could you explain why you've stopped black cab drivers using the Vito Euro 6 van, please, Mr. Mayor?
So, using the
Euro 6 Vito van. Why have you stopped black cab drivers using the Euro 6 Vito van?
So, the Euro 6
Vito van.
I'm not sure I understand the detail of the question, Chair.
Right. Can I have my time credited while I explain to the Mayor?
No, you just talk briefly.
Right. Before you made every cab driver use the electric cab, they had a choice of two. They had the FX4, which is the traditional shape, and they have the Mercedes Vito van as a choice. I'm asking you, why have you stopped, what are your reasons for stopping the black cab trade using the Euro 6 Vito van?
Well, Chair, firstly, it's not the case that we're forcing black taxis to use electric taxis. What we're saying is that we've got a public health emergency in our city. We need to make sure all vehicles emit less NOx, particulate matters, for obvious reasons. That means we're helping vans move away from polluting vehicles, helping taxis, and helping all vehicles move away from those polluting vehicles. With black taxis, what we're doing is giving them an additional grant to move away from the most polluting vehicles, and I've announced in my budget.
Now, Mr. Mayor,
sorry, £24 million.
Now, Mr. Mayor, what you're saying, what TfL are saying is that you can only register the electric vehicle. You can't register any other vehicle other than the electric vehicle. So the question is, why have you said they can't use the vehicles they were using, which were Euro 6?
Well, there's two separate issues.
No, it's not.
What is the grant they get for scrapping the diesel vehicle?
I'm not interested in that. I'm just telling you, why have you said they've got to use the electric vehicle and cannot use the Vito Euro 6 van?
Because a Euro 6 vehicle, although compliant for the ultra-low emission zone...
Yes, it does.
The Euro 6 vehicle, although compliant for the ultra-low emission zone, doesn't address the issue of the particulate matters and NOx. A Euro 6
okay,
vehicle...
that's fine. So that's your reason why you want them to use the electric vehicle, is because the Euro 6 contributes to the NOx. That's your reason, yeah? Sorry, you just used a lot of my time because you don't understand the question. So my question, second question to you, Mr. Mayor, is if that's the case, if it's not good enough for the black cab trade, why have you just licensed ViaVan and Go Ahead Van to use a fleet of Euro 6 vehicles for your trial in the on-demand service that you're using down in South London? Why have you got two different rules, Mr. Mayor?
So you're talking about the subsidy we give.
No, I'm not talking about subsidy we give. I'm talking about licensing. I'm talking about the fact that you do not allow black cab drivers to use the Vito 6 van, and I'm talking about the trial that you're running for the on-demand buses in South London are Euro 6 Vito vans. So the question is, why is it good for one and not for the other? Pretty simple.
Well, as I've explained to you, the question you asked originally was in relation to the grant we're giving to black taxis. No, it wasn't.
It was about the fact that you don't allow black cabs to license Euro 6 Vito vans. So you've got Euro 6 Vito vans can be used by one company that you've just introduced, but black cab drivers have been around for decades, they can't use it. Why?
Well, you asked about a pilot taking place in 2 boroughs across London, comparing that to the black cab trade. We're quite clear. We want to support the black cab trade, but we want to move them towards vehicles that are zero emission capable. And that's why the support we're giving them is twofold. One is to help them.
You're not supporting Mr. Mayor. I mean, and we're running out of time, Mr. Mayor. The bottom line is, and you're avoiding the question. The bottom line is that you've got one rule for everybody else, which is that they can use Vito's Euro 6 vans, and one rule for the black cab. And why is it that the rules for the black cab are always more draconian than everyone else? That's the question, Mr. Mayor.
Well, the answer to that question is a simple one. The Taxi and Private Vehicle Action Plan we published 18 months ago is the most black cab friendly policy of any mayor.
I don't think you'll find the black cab agree with you. Mr. Mayor, I've run out of time. Chair, I'm sorry about that. Thank you.
I mean, you've got a 4-minute question, and I'm given 30 seconds to answer.
I'm afraid that time trumps everything. The next speaker...